Go ahead and call the meeting to order. First time to pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item was approval of May the 7th council minutes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Okay. Have a second?
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? James, had you had a chance to look at them?
I did look at it, sir, yesterday.
Okay, all right, so you don't have any questions, do you? Okay, all right,
Sir, I approve.
okay. All right, all in favor? Okay. And just note
Yes, sir.
that he approved.
Yeah.
Okay, approval of May 2020 general operating financial report.
I make a motion that we approve the May 2020 general operating financial report as presented.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, all right. All right, going down to old business, court system contract. Do we ever get any?
I spoke with Jeff. He's still waiting for terms from the probate judge.
Okay,
I don't think we necessarily need to table it. Once we have some terms from the judge, we can put it back on the agenda.
okay.
Just so we have something more to talk about, but we're still awaiting more information from him as to what he would want.
Okay. All right, the next item is driveway reimbursement for the Watsons. We had discussed this long before Andrea came on board. We pretty much had the county to put a larger drain pipe over their driveway to handle more water. And doing so, we cut up their pavement. And I told them I would repair it when we done some paving. Of course, we never did. And they went and done the concrete driveway. And they had an estimate, wasn't it 675?
Yeah, it's in the minutes,
Okay.
675.
Okay.
And y'all have another copy too.
So anyway, so like I say, we did agree to do that. So,
I make a motion that we write a check to them for $675 for the repairs on the driveway.
Okay, have a second?
I second.
Okay. All right, any discussion? James, you got any?
No, sir. No
Okay.
discussion.
All right. All right, all in favor? Okay, James,
Yes, sir.
you good with it?
I am good with it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
don't want to say I'm in favor.
okay, all right,
I'm going to say I approve.
okay,
And
Alright.
just to get it on the record, Andrea, you're recusing yourself from that
Yes.
vote,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. All right, the next item is parking on Main Street. I haven't gotten hold of the DOT yet to see about putting a mirror or something on the other side of the street. So, we're still working on that. Just let you know, we are starting on the deck and stuff over at the train cars, got them moved down. So, that's,
Now, where exactly is the deck gonna go? We were talking that the pavilion thing has been marked off, so where is it going? Is it gonna be the second door on that first car?
I'll just have to carry it over. I mean,
Okay.
it's not, I mean, I
Alright,
can.
that's fine.
Okay, since there's no other old business, any that we didn't put on here? Alright, under new business, Heritage Days,
Okay, we've got to start considering with the COVID-19 if we are going to go ahead and do Heritage Days, because now's the time that there's some of these things I have to start planning and getting in order. I have talked to a couple of the businesses. They want us to go ahead. They think that they can control the amount of people going in and out of their shops, and I think we can spread people out enough, because some of these, this is their bread and butter, is that festival.
well, I understand that, but there's a lot of festivals being canceled. One's butternut, and, there's a lot of things are being canceled, and, I mean, like I say, it's so far early into this that I don't know what the governor and what they're gonna do by the fall, but, I mean, there's no way they can do it. You know, I'm just saying.
Colin had to last year, she had to close some of her doors.
Well, I know, but I
on
mean,
it,
there's no way that you can
um,
do the 6-foot rule. I mean, not really. There's not enough room. But that being said, I mean, I don't know. Mary, have you heard of anybody else talking about their festivals or anything? I know Jeep Fest is still up in the air, but I don't know what else.
Yeah, I mean, I know in that call last week, they were just considering about Marble Festival and Jeep Fest, and they hadn't made a decision, but they were overly concerned with both of them. So, you know, of course, in July 4th, it's all canceled, so.
Well, part of ours is that they're not all compacted. If you notice our crowd, they're pretty much spread out during the day. They're in and out. And I mean, if people can go down there and gang up and protest, why can't we have our festival? That's my thing.
I don't know. I mean, is there a legal standpoint?
Obviously, we don't know where we're gonna be as far as governor's orders,
Yeah.
into the future. If you were planning on going ahead, you'd probably wanna have some written, standards that you expect businesses to follow, whether you're having them, you know, you see a lot of businesses with the marks on the floor, trying to keep people apart or limiting the number of people that can come in. So you would wanna have some of those measures in place and some signs up. I think there are some regulatory signs that, the cities have been using in their court systems and things like that, that state policies, you know, are requiring people to distance, so you've posted the appropriate notice. So there may be some posting requirements and things like that. It's hard to tell in the future how long these requirements are gonna be in place. I don't think there's anything necessarily illegal about doing it as long as you have the proper signage, and the businesses are told that they have to comply, because those businesses can be open anyways. So it's hard to have a crystal ball and know where things are gonna go. I don't think there's anything per se illegal about doing it as long as you have the proper precautions in place and the proper signs posted.
But another concern would be the food vendors. I mean, that's, you know, I don't know.
Well, all they have to do is wear a mask. They all wear gloves anyway.
Well, no, but I mean, you've actually got to clean more in between people, and then you're supposed to keep, you know, tables, and I mean, it's.
There are strict regulations on food
Yeah.
service, so obviously any vendors, any food would have to be complying with whatever is in place at that point in time. Which again, it's hard to know what that's going to be.
I know that they've got a manual. I think the Department of Public Health has got a manual out. I've seen it at some restaurants that they have to follow. So I mean, it's.
Right, but the research that I did last year, last year or year before last, because we had a vendor out there that was complaining, these nonprofits that we have do not have to follow the state regulations.
I think they would under this COVID-19 thing, though. I mean, yeah, I mean,
It is an emergency order, so that can have a far broader reach than the normal state regulations would.
Well, we're gonna have to make a decision by next month because these vendors are gonna be buying food and they prepare this stuff and freeze it.
well, I mean, I understand that, but this is one of the things that is out of our control. I mean, you know,
When does Heritage Days normally take place? Is it
October.
October?
October. I mean, I don't know. I've not listened to the news or anything about any extending any of the regulations past July the 15th, is it, or June
Right.
15th? I mean, I can't remember exactly when it was.
I think it's July the 15th. I mean, but your amusement parks are reopening. Yes, they have supposed that people have to wear masks and that kind of thing, but we could require people to wear a mask here.
But I think you're putting a lot of work on people that's, you know, I think, you know, they got police and people on staff that regulates that. I mean, you know, like I say, I don't know what, I mean, we don't know what October or November or September or August is going.
Well, now, you're not forced to wear a mask. Most of these stores say they suggest, but they don't tell you have to.
Right, but the food vendors, the food vendors would have to.
Food service generally
Yeah.
does have to. Private businesses can make you because they're private
Yeah.
businesses. What we found in court is that we as the government can't force people to, but we can strongly suggest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could just tell the food vendors, this is what you're gonna have to follow the guidelines for the state at that time.
I don't know, I say we hold off till next month. I mean, that's my
Okay.
opinion, but now, you know, like I said, I don't have a vote in it, so that's up to y'all. But
Well, we'll wait till next month and I'll start calling and
Okay.
see what people think, because if that's just a lot of income that we would be taking away from our businesses. And they've already lost so much from having to close. I know one has already pledged their sponsorship that they've always done. And July is whenever I really start pushing all of our sponsors to get that money in here.
James, we've left you out. Have you got anything, any comments on that?
No, sir, I've heard everything. I'm good with it.
What do you, we hadn't really asked your opinion about, you know.
Yeah, I just think, if there's a commonality for, policies within other cities, I would just, you know, make the recommendation for what we've seen, maybe from in Pickens County and Jasper itself, and, adhere by it, but, it's a tough situation, it's a difficult situation to talk about, but, I guess we need to protect ourselves and, the people that are, you know, spending money in the town and things of that nature, so.
Well, so far, everything has been, canceled so far through July. But that's through July, so but we don't know what the governor's gonna say, or the president, or, we don't have any say in
I
that.
didn't hear the July date.
I think it was July the 15th, I believe.
Yeah.
15th, okay.
So anyway, alright, well, we'll see if there's any more updates between now and the 1st of July, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, alright. Alright, any other new business, anything that needs to be discussed? What day is the, first Thursday on?
July 2nd.
Okay, so we're still pretty good. Is everybody gonna be in town, or is, July the 2nd is when if they're,
I'll be in town.
okay. Okay, alright, okay, we'll just keep it on schedule then, alright? Anything, I'd just like to add a note that, I've had Rachel, and she needs to go back and, check a few other numbers. Since this, the virus thing and revenue is off and stuff, so I had her to compare last year at this time versus this year. And, like the ad valorem tax, we're down, $2,678, but that is due to the, new regulations that the government, state or somebody came up with, so that's why it's down. She's got to figure out where the tax money, is on here. But as far as the local office and sales tax, we're actually up $8,934.78. So once the tax, gets in there, because last year with the property taxes, it was $5,693.87. So we're actually gaining this year versus last year. And just let everybody know that, you know, I know y'all voted on the flowers and stuff like that and the barrels and stuff. But I think that we need to hold off on anything other than emergency repairs this year due to, you know, the downfall of revenue. If it doesn't need it, I mean, I think we're just gonna have to maintain until next year, you know. One thing is the slide over there is gonna have to be replaced, and that's $1,000.
What happened?
Yeah, somebody.
What did they say about it?
They sent an invoice for $1,000. It's $900 something, $970. So anyway.
Not like a warranty or?
No,
I don't think anybody went over there and
well,
cut it or anything. I'm not happy that they're not gonna
But-
stand behind their product.
But anyway, so like I said, we're gonna try to hold to any, you know, anything that is not necessarily needed, until, you know, we see at the end of the year. I think that's the best approach, I think.
Well, the barrels have the trees in them, and I went through, and some of them actually have some of the flowers from last year that are coming up. The ones here in front of the building, they're doing great. The ones in the fire department, they're doing good. And the ones that are planted out in the park are doing good too. So
Yeah.
we have, you know, it's not like we have empty barrels sitting out there, so.
James, any comments on that?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay, all right. If nothing else, I have a motion.
Wait a minute. Are we having our work session next week?
Yeah, if everybody can make it.
Alright, and what did we decide we was doing it on?
Wednesday.
Wednesdays?
Yeah.
So that would be the 10th,
I might not be here that day.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I probably won't.
Okay.
I won't know yet.
Alright,
I'll find
that's
out
okay.
tomorrow.
That's all right, I mean, it's not an intro thing. Okay, anything else?
Yes, sir.
If not, a motion adjourned,
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
second? All right, all there? Okay, adjourned. Thank you, James. All right, so, right here's where the deck is gonna go against the brewery, and, so it's gonna be from the train car out 8 feet, then it's gonna run down to past that lights window on the train car. What we're gonna do is they're gonna dig and pour a little old wall about 10 inches, 11 inches high with a footing under it, and the front post of the stage is gonna set on it. Then we're gonna pour concrete from there back here, and this way the picnic tables and stuff from the you know, food they can eat. They can eat on the deck or down here. Here back is where the tanks and stuff is going for the brewery.